This presentation will focus on the Preschool Language Scale 4th edition, also commonly known as the PLS-4. Purpose. The purpose of the Preschool Language Scale 4th edition, PLS-4, is to test a variety of central language aspects in children, ages birth up to 6 years, 11 months of age. The PLS-4 is a norm reference test and is individually administered by a speech and language pathologist. The PLS-4 aims to help identify children who have a language disorder or delay. The purpose of the test is clearly stated in the examiner's manual, page 2, under the heading Purpose. The PLS-4 is a revision of the Preschool Language Scale 3rd edition, also known as PLS-3. Testing materials. The testing materials include examiner's manual, picture manual, record form, and manipulatives. Examiner's manual. The examiner's manual contains detailed information about administration, scoring, and interpretation procedures. It also contains information about research, test development, and technical qualities. Picture manual. The picture manual contains the color picture stimuli necessary for administering many of the test items. It is spiral bound and has an easel back to facilitate ease of use during administration. This is an example of the pictures from the picture manual. This is page 19, and as you can see on the bottom left corner, AC 37C, this means the pictures correspond to the directions from the auditory comprehension portion of the test, task number 37, Part C on the record form. Record form. The record form contains abbreviated directions for administering, recording, and scoring test items. It is 20 pages in length and includes the PLS-4 task profile as well as the articulation screener and language sample checklist. PLS-4 includes 3 supplemental assessments. 1. The language sample checklist, 2. The articulation screener, and 3. The caregiver questionnaire. The language sample checklist is found on page 19 of the record form and provides a mean of evaluating a child's spontaneous speech. It allows you to get more information about a child's skill in a less structured task. The articulation screener enables the clinician to test a child's articulation of 19 speech sounds in the initial or final position of the word. The caregiver questionnaire is a form that you give to the child's parents, caregivers, or daycare teachers to complete. It is designed for children up to age 2 years, 11 months. Once filled out, it gives information about the child's communication behaviors at home or in the preschool daycare setting. The manipulatives are used to facilitate interactions with the child. Items required for the test administration are 3 cups, 2 cars, keys on a keyring, 5 standard size blocks, a stopwatch or a watch with a second hand, age-appropriate books, a box with a lid, a wind-up toy, crackers or other snacks, 3 spoons, a sealable bag, 2 bowls, 1 sheet of notebook paper, a squeaky toy, a teddy bear, a blanket, a rattle, and a ball.
Score sheet setup. This is the first page of the record form. The clinician records the child's personal information on top, their chronological age, the information from the supplemental assessments, the raw score calculation, the norm reference scores, and lastly graphs the scores on this chart.
The record form divides the testing into auditory comprehension on the left and expressive communication on the right. The record form starts from birth to 2 months and continues to 6 years, 11 months in page order. You can see that the age that corresponds to this testing is 2 years, 0 months to 2 years, 5 months. On the record form, there are boxes next to each numbered task. If a child completes the task correctly, the clinician marks a 1 in the box, or a 0 if it's answered incorrectly. The bottom of each numbered task tells the amount of responses the child needs to get correct in order to pass. On the record sheet, you will see the letters E, S, and C. The E stands for elicited response. The clinician circles the E if they are able to elicit a target behavior using the elicitation procedures described by the administration directions for that task. The S stands for spontaneous. If the child spontaneously exhibits the target behavior while interacting with the clinician circles the S. The C stands for caregiver. If the caregiver reports a child is capable of performing the behavior and provides a supporting example, the clinician circles the C. If a child is able to complete the task, letter E, S, or C, or a combination of the three are circled. How to score the PLS-4.
Scoring the PLS-4 is very simple and straightforward due to the step-by-step instructions in the examiner's manual. Let's take a look at a specific scoring example. In order to get the auditory comprehension raw score, you take the last AC task administered and subtract the number of zero scores. As you can see in this case was 36 minus 9, which gave us an AC raw score of 27. This is done again, but with the expressive communication tasks that were administered to find the EC raw score. You then use tables A1 through A16 in Appendix A of the examiner's manual to convert the raw scores obtained on the AC and EC subscales to standard scores and percentile ranks. You can see here the raw score of 27 and the standard scores and percentile ranks that follow. Here it is done again, but for the EC subscale. This information is then recorded under the norm reference scores part of the table. With this information, you are then able to find the standard score total. This is done by adding the AC standard score and the EC standard score. In this example, 57 plus 68 gives us a standard score total of 125. Use table A17 to convert this score to a total language standard score and percentile rank. Lastly, you take the AC raw score and the EC raw score to get a sum of the raw scores for the total language score.
Case history: Sarah, 5 years, 1 month. Background information: Sarah was the product of a healthy full-term pregnancy. However, at the age of 4 years, 3 months old, both Sarah's preschool teachers and parents noticed Sarah was showing potential symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. The symptoms included poor concentration, hyperactivity, impulsive behavior, and poor listening skills. At the age of 4 years and 9 months, she was diagnosed with ADHD and was prescribed Adderall. In addition to drug therapy, she was referred for speech therapy due to her short mean length of utterances and inability to follow verbal directions. Sarah will be starting kindergarten in the fall. Her parents are concerned with her auditory comprehension skills and how it will affect her ability to learn and socialize. Sarah lives at home with both parents and her 7-year-old brother. Her brother has strong expressive language skills and often talks for her. Sarah's parents are willing to commit and be actively involved in the treatment process. Sarah's interests are dolls, dance, and playing with her older brother.
Auditory comprehension.
Okay, look at this picture. Point to the white kitten that is sleeping. Point to the kitten that is not black. Point to the small black kitten in the box. Good job. Here are some pictures. Sarah, you ready? Here are some pictures of little girls. Which picture shows the girl with the long hair? Look at all these boys picking apples from the tree. Which boy is tall? These little girls are trying on new pants. One of them has pants that are too short. Show me the pants that are too short. Okay. Look at all of these pictures. Some of these things look like squares. Some look like a star. Sarah, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Show me all the things that look like a star. Is that all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Show me the things that look like a square. Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Look at these pictures. Some of these things look like a circle. Some of these things look like a triangle. Show me the things that look like a circle. Is that all of them? Show me the things that look like a triangle. Is that all of them?
That one too.
You're doing good. I'm going to put the block on the bear. Now I want you to put the block under the bear. In back of the bear. Next to the bear. In front of the bear.
Expressive communication.
All right, Sarah. Do you cry when you're sad? What do you do when you're happy? I could say, when I'm sad, I cry, but when I'm happy, I laugh. Okay. Let's try some more. I sit on a chair, I sleep in a
Bed.
Noodles are for eating, milk is for
Cows.
An apple is red, a banana is
Yellow.
Good job. Now I want you to try and figure out what I'm talking about. What do you call an animal that chases mice, has whiskers, and says meow?
Kitty.
Okay. What is a round toy that you can use to play catch with?
A ball.
What do you do when you take a bath? You dry it off with
Water.
What do you use to unlock the door? You have one for the car and one for the house.
Doorknob.
Ready, Sarah?
Okay.
Keep trying your best, okay?
Okay.
We're going to talk about how these two things are alike. A spoon and a fork are alike because
They help you eat.
how are a bird and airplane alike?
They both have sharp beaks.
How are a crayon and a pencil alike?
Coloring.
How are an apple and a tomato alike?
You can eat them.